Hello and welcome back to devtoberfest week 2, and this is our Thursday day, so that means all things low code, no code related. And this particular week, it is our focus on SAP AppGyver, and we have a very exciting session that you're in right now with the creator spotlight. But before we dive into that, just to recap the day, we've already seen a couple good sessions this morning on building your first AppGyver app. We looked at the BTP integration with SAP AppGyver and some of the cool upcoming features that are coming there. But we also have several more sessions later today as well. We've got AppGyver for the professional developer, tips and tricks of diving deep into AppGyver, and custom UI theming and pixel perfect design with AppGyver. So there's a ton of content for AppGyver out there. If you're joining us live or watching these on recordings, lots for you to check out. But with that, I want to turn this over to Esmee. She's going to lead the session this morning on our creator spotlight. So over to you.
Thanks, Thomas, and thanks everyone for joining us. So my name is Xavier, and I'm joining you here from the AppGyver headquarters in Helsinki, Finland. So basically today we're going to dive in and chat with some of the amazing creators from the AppGyver community. If you don't know, Creator Spotlight is a series that we've been running basically since the launch of Composer Pro, which is the version of AppGyver that you know and love today. And so we get to engage with different people from the community, talk about the app projects that they're working on, the inspiration behind it, and a little bit about what the development process was like for each of these people. And we have a lot of people from different backgrounds, from professional developers to kids, to 10-year-old kids even, and just everything in between. So I'm really excited to have a few of those creators here with me today. So we're going to talk to each one of them about the apps that they've created in AppGyver, and we'll even share some screenshots. And I also have a couple of fun surprises from some of the projects also that we'll share today. So let's get started, and we can go ahead and introduce ourselves. So how about let's start with Mihaly. Maybe you could just share your name and maybe tell us a bit about your professional background. What is it you're doing in your day job, basically?
Sure. Thanks for having me here. Well, I'm Mihaly, as you've heard already. I came from economic background, economic and financial university studies. Now I'm transforming towards IT because that is something that is really interesting for me, and AppGyver really helped me to find this path because there was a little bit of lost. Where do I want to go? What do I want to do in my life? So AppGyver helped me a lot with this. When I started developing here on AppGyver, I basically had not that much of IT experience, so that's why it is a really cool journey to start from scratch and learn what you have. In daily job, now I'm already a junior IT project manager, so working in the field, but previously was food courier, so definitely AppGyver gives you a lot of things to choose from.
Yeah, that's really cool. Yeah, I think when we first started talking about your app project, you were doing food courier. And so now it's really nice to see that learning AppGyver and no code is kind of opening up other doors as well. So yeah, great. Thank you so much. All right, how about Patrizia?
Hi guys, I am Patrizia Rossi and I'm an SAP application development team leader at Syscons, an Italian consulting company, and I'm based in Rome. Let me say that I'm an ABAPer, first of all, but during the last 10 years, more or less, I had the opportunity to get a full stack developer, working a lot with SAP Fiori. So now we are, me and my team are strongly committed to SAP BTP, especially on low code, no code platforms, process automation, mobile services, and SAP Fiori, obviously.
Great, thanks. And I think out of these speakers today, you're the one with the most kind of SAP oriented experience. So that's definitely a good perspective to bring to the table as well. And also you're rocking the no code, no problem hoodie. This was the prize that was given. So Patrizia is actually the winner of a recent no code challenge that we had. So we'll get into a little bit of that later, and you can share some of the experiences of how that was for you. Great. How about Massimo?
Hi, everybody. I'm Massimo Barreca. I work in Pavia, very close to Milan in Italy. And I am an engineer. I'm not an IT technician, but we approached AppGyver because of it, because we are not an IT specialist, and we need a low-code system to make an app. So we work mostly on energy plants, electrical plants, and so is very different from an IT situation.
Great, thanks so much. And I remember that in your story, you were kind of talking about how, you know, the pandemic situation kind of pushed you and your colleagues into no code development, right?
Yeah, because during the pandemic situation, the work was low, and so we had plenty of time to think about new projects. And so instead of waiting, we try to find the right situation, the right solution for making some research and development to approach new businesses. So we came up with an idea that was waiting for a few years, and that was the right time to develop it. And this is we had the problem that nobody of us was an IT technician, so or a developer. So we started to look for a low-code system that could bring us to the right situation, to the right solution. And so we searched for it, and we found that AppGyver was the right one, the best one, I think.
Perfect. Great. Okay, good. We'll get into your app in a little bit. So now I think we can go ahead and take a look at the app projects that each of you have been working on. And I think it's really interesting because each one of these is a completely different use case from the other and uses different kind of backend technologies as well. So let's go ahead and take a look at some of your app projects. And we'll look at it also showing some highlights from the blog articles that they're featured in as well. So let me go ahead and share this. All right. Okay. So is this Zuzumo blog, is this visible now?
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay. Okay. Perfect. All right. So this is Zuzumo. This is Mihal's app, and maybe you want to tell us a bit about the background for this, and well, how did you come up with the idea for this app project?
Sure. So I was doing athletics in a local sports team, and one of our coaches was also a teacher for children with special needs. And in some cases, and in many cases, their students really need attention and need to be occupied for a lot of time. And in some cases, parents did not really know what to do with the children in the afternoon when they're home from school. So the coach of mine and some of their friends, they started to prepare activities for really small children, like 3 to 5 years old, for the parents to spend the time with their children. These are printable activities usually, which they can do together. It is like color matching, words, and things like that. So really to teach their students. And for this app, we figured out that building an Android app and an administrator page where they can the teachers can upload their activities into categories, into articles. This is almost like an blog-based app where so on the screen, you can see the admin side where they can add new activities. And now this is the homepage authentication. The backend was for it basically Firebase with the super simple solutions of authentication and database and also the storage. Everything was packed in one, so it was simple to integrate in AppGyver and to utilize the power of it. There is definitely profile pages, activities from the web version of this app. They can simply download and print the documents in one go. Users can favorite their activities which they really like or their children really like to access them quicker. Later on, there is some search. So basically, like smaller, simpler, one on the go activity hub for the parents.
Great. And is this app now in production?
It is available, like the first version is available publicly on Hungarian Google Play Store. So definitely it is in Hungarian language. This is why I did not really wanted to take it to the global level yet. But yeah, it is publicly available. There is a small circle of parents who are using it. They did give a few feedback. So some new functions are coming in the way. For example, sharing activities or sending to different parents if they found something interesting, things like that.
Nice. And so how was it working then with, you said you're working with Firebase as a backend. So, how was it kind of connecting these two things?
Well, Firebase connector, which is available in AppGyver Composer Pro, was the way how I solved it, and it was super simple. Just copy pasting the required credentials, and from then on, it was basically working. The real challenge here was to figure out the data structure that you wanted to use and to avoid rebuilding the whole thing from scratch, because it is sometimes difficult with kind of apps like this where you have different roles, authentication, check whether a user can access specific fields or not, and what they see. So these were the challenges, but with some search on best practices for no-code databases, it was easy to manage with AppGyver.
Yeah. Okay, that's good to hear. And so, and I know that you're also very active on AppGyver forums. So have you been able to kind of source some of the help from there as well?
Sure, I did get some help. For example, when I started out with this app, I did have a few lack of knowledge for the UI. That is where I needed help. Some of the file upload and storage issues with Firebase, because that is also something. So it's okay that I upload a file, but I do have to know how to access it. So I had to build an abstraction layer between the two, like simple file updates and how to save the details. So that's where forum help came in handy. But since then, I'm trying to help more the community.
Yeah, that's great to hear. Yeah, and I think it's really great to see that, you can kind of encounter these really, tactical issues and see that maybe somebody else has faced it before you. And, maybe you might have some new insights there that you could take forward. So yeah. I think that's a really great thing to see that we have in the AppGyver community as well.
Exactly.
Great. Thank you so much. And also, I think last time we chatted, I have here, you also have a YouTube channel, correct? So you've also been...
Yeah, I did started it. Yeah, yep. It's been waiting for a while to get the new things, but this one is for example, a very interesting project. The tutorial is now like stopped on data structure spot, but since then I built this reservation form with a different layout, different user interface, which is now in production and is used by a co-working spot to get their reservations in there. So I'll try to complete this tutorial as soon as possible, and then people can have a simple registration form for any of their services.
Great. Yeah, that's a really, really handy use case. And I know exactly how much work it is to make tutorials. So no rush. I'm sure we all have other things that we're doing during the day. So yeah, but we have a link to your YouTube channel in the blog. So I'm sure if people are interested, they can check that out. And we can also drop it here in the chat as well, so people can stay on top of that. Awesome. Let's go on to Plans for Future from Patrizia. So this actually is not from the Creator Spotlight series, but Patrizia featured her own app project in SAP Community blog, and this was part of the Low Code, No Code challenge that took place recently, correct? So maybe you can share a bit about how it was participating in this challenge.
Yeah, I think that my dog Joker got very popular thanks to AppGyver.
Yes.
Because yeah, because I got the idea because I used to go out with dog in the morning. We are lucky because we live in a place surrounded by beautiful green fields and green parks. And there are a lot of plants and flowers, so I try to recognize them. So I got the idea to create an application for recognize plants. It was a really good experience because for the first time I used AppGyver. I create a simple app with a couple of APIs. One for recognize plants from image, and the other one for retrieving the additional data about the plants, flowers, and so on.
Right.
Yeah.
I think there's also a demo here. We can kind of
I
show
used Higher Table as a database, and it was really simple to use it from AppGyver. I had just some difficult about the style because I'm used to work on SAP Fiori, and I'm used to manipulate CSS file for adapting the style of the application. So for me, it was a little bit difficult to understand how to adapt the controls on the page. But when you start to use the drag and drop and so on, you are able to create a good application.
Yes. And so you are a self-proclaimed ABAPer. And so this is a community that I know has some very strong opinions towards no-code technologies. So I would love to hear your kind of thoughts on, how this kind of approach.
Yeah, it was a challenge because I'm used to write code, so it was weird for me to create an application without writing anything, just some formulas, and so it was weird, but
Yeah.
it is very cool. I mean,
Would you do you see yourself kind of using this more in the future? Did you feel like you could kind of adopt this and create more no-code projects?
I think it could be, it is very cool. So what I can say, I mean, you are able to create an application also in less than 10 minutes. It depends on obviously on the app, but some days ago, for example, I was preparing a POC, and I created an app in real time in 10 minutes, because with the drag and drop, and you can use all controls, and just with the mouse you can create a good application.
Yeah, great. And one other thing that I really liked in your entry for this contest was the way you kind of sketched this out. Is this normally how you would approach app development, that you would kind of sketch out the mechanics first and then go from there?
Yes, yes, it's I think I'm used to do so. Yeah, at least you are able to have the I can say the overview of the process, so
yeah, I think that's a great approach. And also, even if you aren't a developer, a professional developer, this is something basically anyone can do, and it's a really great way to kind of lay out your ideas and decide what it is that you actually want to achieve.
Exactly. Yeah.
Great. Thank you so much.
Thank you.
With that, let's move on to Kier. So Massimo, tell us then about Kier. Massimo, still with us?
Sorry about that.
Yeah.
Kier is an app that that allows you to create a digital note and stick it into the physical world. I mean, the idea was that we have a lot of digital information now every day, and this information they pile up in our devices. But when we need this kind of information, often we cannot find it because maybe we wrote them like a year or more ago. So we ask ourselves, what if we can find the information right in the place, right in the time, when we need it, when and where we need it. So we use the QR technology to associate a note, like a digital note, like the yellow ones, the famous yellow ones. And so we create this app where you can actually create a note, a yellow note, and you can print your own QR code and stick it like wherever you want. The good thing is that everybody can use it. The user doesn't need any digital skill, because the problem is that in a lot of times we have this kind of situation, this kind of solutions like maybe Dropbox or Google Drive or iCloud or whatever, but you need an architecture like a structure to use it, and this is very simple because it's like paper, like digital paper, and you can write notes, text, or upload documents of pictures, and you can use it in a lot of different situations.
Yeah, I think this is a great idea. And, we got a lot of really great feedback about this blog when we published it. And this image is really a good representation of, one of the ways that you can use this. So what are we looking at here? Some kind of a digital shopping list, basically, right?
Yeah. Because if you're a family, a lot of times the people who goes to, the person who goes shopping, he has to ask to everybody what they need. So if you if you have, like, we called it a Kier. If you have a Kier on your fridge, then you can write the things right in the moment that you need it, and then the person who goes shopping can see the note on the phone without asking anybody.
Perfect. Yeah, I think that's great. It's definitely a problem that everyone can relate to, is when you get to the shop and you really just can't remember what actually is missing from the fridge. So definitely good for everyday use cases. What are some other possible
the example that I like the best is the example with boxes. If you have like a box like made of plastic, that a lot of time you put things inside of it, but you will not remember what's inside of it without opening it, maybe in a year or in a couple of years. So if you take a picture of the inside, you can stick a QR on it, and then you can upload you can scan the QR, and you will see what's inside without actually opening it. For example, is very useful if you have a lot of boxes in your garage. This is a common situation.
Yeah, that's great.
Or maybe if you are in your car, you can have your QR with your maintenance schedules and your repairing item lists and so on. And you can use it like in everyday situations, like there are very there are a lot of possibilities behind this app.
Yeah, definitely.
It's like notes.
Exactly. Yeah. And we find that you can put notes basically anywhere, in any situation, at home or office. So I think that works definitely in any kind of situation. And also, when you were kind of starting out this project, you had a Kickstarter campaign, correct? And I think you reached that goal very quickly. So maybe you could, tell us about that and how that campaign went.
We started. We launched the application on Kickstarter because it's a very good. Marketing place. Also, not only for the for the revenue. The revenue was really low indeed, but it was okay because we hit our goal in, I think, 24 hours or something like that, and we made, like, I think 250% of the target revenue. So it was really good, and we had like 99 backers. That is, I think, a good start for creating a community, a small community. And I think we will launch. I think that the app will be on the marketplaces, I think, around November or December 2022.
Great. Okay, we'll definitely have to stay in touch then, and keep us posted on how that goes, because I'm sure many people here will be excited to see the launch of that. There's a great Kickstarter campaign video that's here. I think I was trying to play it earlier and saw that I maybe don't have admin permissions from Zoom to share the sound yet. But anyway, you can see it here on Massimo's blog, or the blog for Kier. And you can see there's a lot of fun things included here, including a very cute cat. Whose cat is it, by the way?
It's my cat.
It's your cat. Okay. Does the cat have a name?
Yeah, she is called the Chippa.
The Chipa.
Yeah.
Okay, perfect. Yeah, so I think this is, we won't watch the whole video now, but definitely check it out. This is also a very fun way to illustrate what you can actually do with Kier. So I think this is definitely worth linking. And so this is available on the blog if you want to go see that later.
Thanks.
All right. Thank you so much. So I think we're almost getting ready to wrap up, but maybe before we kind of close out, it would be great if everyone could kind of share what have been some of the biggest learnings, or if you have some maybe advice for other no-code creators out there getting started, or someone kind of trying to enter this space and create a digital product. What would be kind of your advice for them? How about we go to Michal?
Oh, yeah, definitely. One most important suggestion and advice is don't give up, stick to it, and do learn it. People tend to, on the forums, what I see, some of them just coming in, trying to ask a question, and if they ask a question that has been answered several times in the forum, they might not get a reply, and then they might get disencouraged, and that's a problem. But the thing is that if you just search a little bit better, if you try to search in different terms, in different words, you will definitely find your answer. And if you really want to get the help, you can reach out to some of the community members in private messages. I got like 5 or 6 from different people if they really want the help. So that's another way. And one more thing is to do plan in 4. The visualization that Patricia had is really cool. You have to know and you have to understand what you want to create to avoid mistakes and to avoid need to start over again and again.
Yeah, great. Thanks a lot. How about Patricia? Sorry.
I think there is a good community, so everybody could be able to find the documentation, videos, tutorials, and I think they help you a lot. So do not be scared. You can learn to use AppGyver very quickly. I mean, if I was able to to create an application without writing code, I think everybody can learn to use it.
I think, Patricia, we're going to call you every time we need to convince more ABAPers to come and try. We'll have you come over and give them a pep talk.
For sure, they will have fun because it is very fun to use it, and I mean, it is easier instead of writing code. But
yeah, great. Thank you so much. How about you, Massimo?
There's the same as Mihaly. Don't give up, because it's not when you approach this when you approach your project, maybe is like a little dream, but it's not a straight line. It's full of turns, and it's like a try and fail process. It's a try and fail loop until you actually success. And there will be more and more and more. Even if you reach your target, maybe you have to expect that there will be more problems, but they are solvable. So just don't give up.
Yeah, great. And I think also, when you have these ideas, sometimes they can evolve a bit from where you first started out. I know this is what happened with Kier also, that it's gone through a few different iterations. So
yeah. So maybe you start thinking big, and then you have to continue, but thinking smaller, and then it will become bigger again, because you find that you can actually do it while you are losing hope. So so it's very it's a challenge. It's also a mind challenge.
Yeah, definitely a challenge that you have to embrace. Yeah. Great. Thanks so much, everyone. Yeah, I think this was really great to hear firsthand from everyone who's kind of dove into these products and, coming up with different ideas to share. So yeah, definitely happy to share more stories. And if you yourself are also developing something in AppGyver or with no code, we're also happy to, keep bringing these creator spotlight stories into the public. So yeah, I don't know if there's been some questions in the chat. How are we doing with that, Thomas?
Sorry, my camera went to sleep. There was one question about where can you get these great AppGyver and no code, no problem pieces of clothing. I don't know if there's anything you want to promote there as far as future opportunities to win or acquire such clothing.
Yes. So the No Code, No Problem hoodie was Patrizio's prize for winning the No Code challenge. And we will be having more of those in the future. So definitely stay tuned on the community for more of these challenges coming up. We have a lot more hoodies to give out. And this shirt actually is a vintage AppGyver piece. So limited supply now. So sorry, you won't be seeing too many of these on the market unless you go look on eBay somewhere, maybe. So yeah.
But that was the only question that we had. We had several comments about someone commented that the background behind you, Esmee, your whiteboard is very cool. They like that. Other people commenting about how much they like AppGyver. Let's see, someone shared. Very interesting. Last year, I created an Android app using AppGyver, and it was very quick to learn and use. So some positive comments there in the chat. Some thank yous for sharing your experiences, and these all look like super nice apps. So some very nice comments in the chat, but no pending questions.
Great. All right. Yeah. Well, thanks for having us. I had a lot of fun with this, and yeah, it's great to always connect with the AppGyver community too.
Yeah, so we really appreciate all of you joining our Devtoberfest day on AppGyver. Particularly great to hear voices from the community and see the kinds of apps that you've built. And we appreciate you taking time out of your busy work days to join us here today. And I'm sure the community appreciates as well. So thank you. And we still have 3 more AppGyver sessions to go today. And we had the 2 earlier this morning that are available for replay. So tons of AppGyver content coming your way just today. And of course, join us in just a little over 4 weeks from now at SAP TechEd, either in the free virtual online event, or if you are in the area at Las Vegas, we have the in-person hands-on labs event, but there will be plenty more AppGyver announcements, content, and hands-on opportunities there at TechEd. So if you haven't registered, be sure to do so today. With that, I think we'll go ahead and wrap up this session. Thank you, everybody, for joining, and have a great day.
Yep. Thank you.
You too.
Bye.
Ciao.
Bye-bye.
Bye.
Ciao.
All right, the stream is over. Oh,